Hi guys, I'm back with another video, and I'm so sorry that I've not made a video in like 5 months. I've just been really busy, and I don't know, but hopefully that won't happen again, and I'll try to update and upload more regularly, at least once a week. I'll try to do that. I'm sorry, but yeah, I do have another book review, book talk. It's on the book Dorothy Must Die. If you can see that, I read it on my Nook by Danielle Page, and yeah, it's like a twist on the original classic novel, The Wizard of Oz. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna try and do a synopsis thing without spoiling much. And yeah, I'll read a little bit off like the back of the book, the synopsis that's on there. And okay, so everyone knows like the classic Wizard of Oz story, how there's Dorothy, her dog Toto, live in Kansas, and there's a tornado, and their house is like transported to Oz, and Dorothy meets like the Munchkins, the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Cowardly Lion. And then they go to the Wizard, and then after that, Dorothy gets sent back to Kansas. But according to this story, Dorothy was actually like, well, she went back to Kansas, but she was actually like, you know what, I want to go back to Oz. So Glinda, the Good Witch of the West or East, I don't know, she sends Dorothy back to Oz, and Dorothy comes back to Oz. She's crowned Princess of Oz, and she just totally becomes a tyrant, a dictator, and just takes over and does all these crazy things, and just Oz becomes terrible. Okay, so what happens in this story, the main character, Amy, she's a smart girl who lives in Kansas with her mom, who's an alcoholic and a drug addict, and she lives in a trailer, and she's made fun of at school for that. She's like really unhappy. So yeah, and what happens, her mom leaves the house for the night, and Amy is left home alone. It's just her and her like mom's pet rat instead of like Toto. And there's a tornado during like that time. There's a tornado, and they are both transported, the trailer's transported to Oz. And but when Amy gets to Oz, she sees that like Oz has totally changed, and she has this task put on her to do whatever it takes to take Dorothy down. So that's basically it, like without like spoiling everything. So I'd recommend this book. Overall, I'd probably give it a 90% because I didn't really like the ending that much, but that was all for the non-spoiler section. That was kind of long, but so if you have not read the book yet, you should totally go read it, and then when you're done reading it, you can come back and watch me talk about it, like spoilers and everything. So bye, people who have not read the book. Okay. Oh, it's not in focus. Okay, now it is. Okay, so hello people who have read the book. Okay. So first I'm going to talk about the characters, and I really liked Amy as the narrator. I thought that was really cool. I love first-person narration. Books with, like, sometimes I like books that don't have first-person narration, but it can get really annoying because I'm like, wait, who's talking right now? Wait, what? But yeah, Amy, she was a great narrator. She always like spoke her mind, and I love what she mentions a lot in the book is how she fights back with her sarcasm and snark, and I love that. I think it's cool. But yeah, Amy was a great character, and she developed, it was cool how she changed all throughout the story. Like in the beginning, like it was noted constantly how much she changed. In the beginning, she was like really ordinary, and then she became like a witch, and she could do like magic and stuff, and all this stuff happened, and it was just really cool, and how far she'd come. And okay, let's talk about Knox. I really liked Knox. At times, he slightly confused me. Like in the beginning, like not early, when Knox was first introduced, I was like, who is he? And like, why is he so angry all the time? I don't know. He seemed kind of like a jerk in the beginning. Like, he was a jerk in the beginning. But, I don't know, he grew to really like Amy, and Amy really liked Knox, and when they kissed, it was so cute. I loved that. It was so cute when they kissed. Okay, and going back a little bit, Madison Pendleton. Oh my gosh, she was so mean to Amy, and I felt so bad for her. But I was like, go Amy, when she fought back with like her sarcasm. And yeah, Madison Pendleton, I don't even know what's wrong with her. She was just so mean. Pete. Pete, I thought that was so cool how Pete saved her from like falling into that like black pit thing. But then he jumped right into the pit, so I was confused. So that would have been nice if we could have found out what was in that pit, but they never went back to it. Yeah, Pete was kind of like the mysterious character. We never really like knew what was up with him. At first I thought like maybe does he like Amy or something, and I don't know, but he would kind of just like pop in and out throughout the story, just like help her, I don't know, give her a few words of advice or something. But then in the end, it said at the very end that Ozma was inside Pete's body, pretending to be Pete. But I was so confused about that. They did not clear that up. And because I don't know, I just really didn't get it. Because we saw Ozma. Oh, no, maybe that was the point. Because like Ozma, she was all like kind of like, it seemed, they made her seem like she was like kind of like mentally ill. There's something wrong with her. Because like she would just like go around the palace, just like wandering around and saying a bunch of nonsense and stuff like that. But everyone thought it was Dorothy that had done that to Ozma, and that's what I thought too. And then we found out that it was Ozma inside Pete. But I'm still not really cleared up about that. So I was still confused about that. Still kind of confused about that. But I kind of get it, but not really. But yeah. Ozma, they didn't really, that would have been nice if they would have kind of like shown her backstory a little bit too. The little munchkin that was kind of like sassy but helped Amy. Indigo, I really liked Indigo, and that was so sad when I think it was the Tin Man or the Scarecrow that killed Indigo, and I was like, are you serious? I was so sad when Indigo died. It was the Tin Man or the Scarecrow, I can't remember who killed her. And they were like, their logic was so weird. They were like, you're being loyal to Dorothy, but you were being disloyal to Amy. So like either way, but yeah. And then Ollie, I loved Ollie. And Ollie came in, that was so sweet how Amy saved him from the tree, from the crime of sass, as Dorothy called it. And but I was like really Ollie when he abandoned them. I didn't think he would do that. I thought he was a loyal monkey. Ollie ain't loyal. But then he came back and he helped them, and he apologized for that. And then Amy saved Maud, Ollie's little sister monkey, and then later on Ollie and Maud helped Amy when she like threw herself off the cliff with Dorothy, trying to like kill Dorothy or something. But yeah, I really liked Ollie. The Order of the Wicked, it was Mombi, Gert, Glamora, and Knox. Okay, so Mombi, she was like the leader of like the whole thing, I think. And she was kind of like stern, it seemed like. She was just like, we have to do this, okay. And Glamora, I really liked Glamora. And that was sweet when she gave Amy a hug. And she's the twin sister of Glinda. But yeah, I really liked Glamora. Gert. When Gert died, I was so sad, and everyone was like bawling. Yeah, it was even Glamora that was crying. Knox was so sad, and Amy was so sad too. That Gert like sacrificed herself for it, and she like gave Amy all of her like power and stuff like that. And that was really sad. The Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Lion. That was crazy how much they changed. Like, cause in the original Wizard of Oz, they were like so nice and friendly, and they're just such great friends. And now, like, the Tin Man, he got his heart. He's, like, super protective of Dorothy. He's, like, in love with her. But it's unrequited because Dorothy does not love him. Oh, and then in the end, Amy ended up killing the Tin Man. I felt kind of bad for him. The Scarecrow, we got his braids, and he became crazy too because he was like, I don't even know, like making all these concoctions, doing experiments on the monkeys, like Maud, and other animals, and like trying to make himself smarter. And yeah. And then the lion, the former cowardly lion, and what he does he like feeds on people's fear, I think they said. Like, instead of like, well, he will like maul them, like eat them and stuff like that or something. But what he does, like how he feeds on people's fear, but like when he eats their fear, they like kind of like die then too. This story was so creative. I thought it was so cool. Danielle Page, how she thought this up, taking like a classic story and turning it into something so awesome. It was really good. And that's pretty much all the characters, but okay, so like I said before, I would give this about a 90%, and that's because there's like a few spots where I was confused, and so that like took off like some points. And then the ending, I did not like the ending. Okay, so things I was confused about, like the whole like black pit, they never like clarified like what the black pit was, so I was okay. And then Ozma, that would have been nice if they would have given Ozma's backstory. I don't think they gave Ozma's backstory. I'm pretty sure they didn't give it in the prologue either. So there was that, and then the whole thing with Ozma and Pete, like I didn't really get what was going on there, like, because in the end they were pretending to be Pete, but it was actually Ozma. The thing I didn't like about the ending was that it just ended. I thought it was gonna be like maybe she defeated everyone, killed Dorothy, then like went back to Kansas or something. Like, even if it wasn't that, like I just wanted like an ending, but like it was an ending, but it was so abrupt. They didn't really tell us what happened. And oh, and one more thing about Amy's mom. It was so sweet how much Amy's mom had changed since Amy had left. And because she was looking at her mom through the like magic mirror thing. She was like, show me my mom, and she saw her mom like so much better now, like no longer taking the drugs or drinking alcohol and stuff like that. But she still for some reason didn't want to go back to Kansas. So like she had killed the Tin Man, and then like it just like ended. Like she was like, the last sentence I think was something like, I'll do whatever it takes to kill Dorothy. And I was just like, we already knew that. But we want to read about you doing it. So it was just, I don't know, I didn't like that ending. But the book was pretty good, so the confusion took off about like 5%, and then the ending took off about another 5%. So it was like I'd give it about a 90%, like I said. And the book, I'd recommend it for anyone to read. I'd like it. I really liked it. But there was just a few things about it I didn't like, but I totally still recommend it. So if you like this kind of stuff, fantasy / mystery, not really mystery, but action, then I definitely recommend that. So yeah. So that was the end of my book talk video about Dorothy Must Die. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to comment down below, tell me what you thought about this video, and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!